Paul, earlier you said that there are countries on the continent where governments have provided an enabling environment. Which are some of those countries?
You can talk about, there is a concerted effort by the African Union to have all African countries have something to do with ICT, because that's the thing that is happening on the continent. But there are some countries that have done remarkably well, especially Kenya, South Africa, in most cases Uganda, Rwanda.
We have heard about Rwanda
Senegal,
being perhaps Africa's Singapore.
Yes, Ghana, Nigeria. Absolutely. I mean, politics aside, I think they are doing very, very well in terms of ICT, in terms of technology. As of recent, actually, they were the first country to test drones to fly drugs, to different rural areas. Now they're even thinking about maybe using the same drones to deliver small packages to different rural areas. So when it comes to the ICT sector, I think they are leading. Of course, Kenya, when it comes to innovation, Kenya has done phenomenally well.
Someone might ask about Rwanda and especially the Great Lakes region. Any plans, for example, about a drone that could distribute peace in that region?
Well, I think that question is above my pay grade, but what I can say is that with these young people taking up initiatives, anything is possible. I can see, for example, I'll give you an example of two Rwandans that I've met in the last year, who are actually, by the way, pitching the ideas this week at the San Francisco, the Global Economic Summit.
Silicon Valley.
Yes, in Silicon Valley. One of them is called Jean Bosco Nzeyimana. This is a guy, he's now 23 years old. He came up with an idea. You know, they're saying that one man's trash is another man's gold. So he basically turned trash, household trash, into gold for himself. What he's doing is he's making briquettes, which people use for firewood. So basically, he has transformed his entire family. He comes from a very, very poor background. He has transformed his village. And now he's on a global stage. He's competing with other people from all over the world who are doing similar things, but using different technologies. Then there's also another guy called Henry Nyakirundi, also from Rwanda. He came up with a solar kiosk. This is, the way it works is he charges cell phones for people, but he has taken the business, he has scaled up the business to another level to use the same solar kiosk to sell airtime. If people want to make phone calls, if you don't have a phone call, you can approach one of his agents and you make a phone call. But so that's the kind of technology that we are talking about. And some of these guys, there are so many other innovations that are coming out of Rwanda. So going back to your earlier statement, I think it's possible that one of these days, somebody might create a drone that will deliver peace.
Did those two gentlemen tell you what inspired them in particular?
They are all driven by this issue of unemployment or wanting to change their circumstances. For example, Jean Bosco told me that what drove him, his house was right next to a trash place, a trash field where everybody would dump trash. So every day he would wake up, he would look at that trash. He said, what can I do with this trash? So he decided to start up this business where he compacts trash and ferments it and turns it into briquettes, which are used as firewood. And the other gentleman, Henry Nyakirundi, pretty much is from a totally different generation, went to school here in the United States. But while he was here, he figured out that, you know what, nearly every African now has a phone. In Rwanda, people have phones, but they don't have a way of charging those phones. So he came up with a great idea of charging phones. You don't have to own a charger. You don't have to own a house that has electricity, but you can walk to a nearby kiosk and charge your phone.